ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो अमृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवण त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादृषिभ्यो अत्रादृषिभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंधः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ विंशोऽध्यायः। उद्धव उवाच। Saluting Lord, Gurus, straight away let us chant this 20th chapter of 11th Skandham. विधिश्च प्रतिषेधश्च निगमो हि ईश्वरस्य ते अवेक्षतेरविन्दाक्ष गुणं दोषं च कर्मणां वर्णाश्रमविकल्पं च प्रतिलोमानुलोमजं द्रव्यदेशवयः कालान् स्वर्गं नरकमेव च गुणदोषभिदा दृष्टिम् अन्तरेण वचस्तव निःश्रेयसं कथं नॄणां निषेधविधिलक्षणं पितृदेवमनुष्याणां वेदश्चक्षुस्तवेश्वर श्रेयस्त्वनुपलब्धेऽर्थे साध्यसाधनयोरपि गुणदोषभिदा दृष्टिः निगमात्ते न हि स्वतः निगमेनापवादश्च भिदाया इति ह भ्रमः। श्रीभगवानुवाच योगास्त्रयो मया प्रोक्ता नृणां श्रेयो विधित्सया ज्ञानं कर्म च भक्तिश्च नोपायोऽन्योऽस्ति कुत्रचित् निर्विण्णानां ज्ञानयोगः न्यासिनाम् इह कर्मसु तेषु अनिर्विण्णचित्तानां कर्मयोगस्तु कामिनां यदृच्छया मत्कथादौ जातश्रद्धस्तु यः पुमान् न निर्विण्णो नातिसक्तः भक्तियोगोऽस्य सिद्धिदः तावत् कर्माणि कुर्वीत न निर्विद्येत यावता मत्कथाश्रवणादौ वा श्रद्धा यावन्न जायते स्वधर्मस्थो यजन्यज्ञैः अनाशीः काम उद्धव न याति स्वर्गनरकौ यद्यन्यन्न समाचरेत् अस्मिन् लोके वर्तमानः स्वधर्मस्थो अनघः शुचिः ज्ञानं विशुद्धमाप्नोति मद्भक्तिं वा यदृच्छया स्वर्गिणोऽपि एतमिच्छन्ते लोकं निरयिणस्तदा तथा साधकं ज्ञानभक्तिभ्याम् उभयं तद् असाधकं न नरः स्वर्गतिं काङ्क्षेत् नारकीं वा विचक्षणः न इमं लोकं च काङ्क्षेत देहावेशात् प्रमाद्यति एतद्विद्वान् पुरा मृत्योः अभवाय घटेतसः अप्रमत्तः इदं ज्ञात्वा मर्त्यमप्यर्थसिद्धिदं छिद्यमानं यमैरेतैः कृतनीडं वनस्पतिं खगः स्वकेतमुत्सृज्य क्षेमं याति हि अलम्पटः अहोरात्रैः छिद्यमानं बुद्ध्वायुर्भयवेपथुः मुक्तसङ्गः परं बुद्ध्वा निरीहः उपशाम्यते हृदेहमाद्यं सुलभं सुदुर्लभं प्लवं सुकल्पं गुरुकर्णधारं मायानुकूलेन नभस्वतेरितं पुमान् भवाब्धिं न तरेत् स आत्मः यदारम्भेषु निर्विण्णः विरक्तः संयतेन्द्रियः अभ्यासेन आत्मनः योगी धारयेद् अचलं मनः धार्यमाणं मनोयर्हि भ्राम्यदाश्वनस्थितम् अतन्द्रितोऽनुरोधेन मार्गेणात्मवशं नयेत् मनोगतिं न विसृजेत जितप्राणो जितेन्द्रियः सत्त्वसम्पन्नया बुद्ध्या मन आत्मवशं नयेत् एष वै परमो योगः मनसः सङ्ग्रहः स्मृतः हृदयज्ञत्वमन्वेच्छन् दम्यस्येवार्वतो मोहो साङ्ख्येन सर्वभावानां प्रतिलोमानुलोमतः भवाप्यावनुध्यायेतु मनो यावत् प्रसीदते निर्विण्णस्य विरक्तस्य पुरुषस्योक्तवेदिनः मनस्त्यजति दौरात्म्यं चिन्तितस्यानुचिन्तया यमादिभिर्योगपथैः आन्वीक्षिक्या च विद्यया ममार्चोपासनाभिर्वा नान्यैर्योगं स्मरेन्मनः यदि कुर्यात् प्रमादेन योगी कर्म विगरहितं योगेनैव दहेदं हः नान्यत्तत्र कदाचन स्वे स्वेधिकारे या निष्ठा स गुणः परिकीर्तितः कर्मणां जात्यशुद्धानाम् अनेन नियमकृतः गुणदोषविधानेन सङ्गानां त्याजनेच्छया जातश्रद्धो मत्कथासु निर्विण्णः सर्वकर्मसु वेददुःखात्मकान् कामान् परित्यागेऽप्यनेश्वरः ततो भजेत मां प्रेदः श्रद्धाळुर्दृढनिश्चयः जुषमाणस्य तान् कामान् दुःखोदर्कांश्च गर्हयन् प्रोक्तेन भक्तियोगेन भजतो मा सकृन्मुनेः कामा हृदया नश्यन्ति सर्वे मयि हृदि स्थिते भिद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिः छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि मयि दृष्टेऽखिलात्मने तस्मात् मद्भक्तियुक्तस्य योगिनो वै मदात्मनः न ज्ञानं न च वैराग्यं प्रायः श्रेयो भवेदः यत्कर्मभिर्यत्तपसा ज्ञानवैराग्यतश्च यतो योगेन दानधर्मेण श्रेयोभिरितरैरभिः सर्वं मद्भक्तियोगेन मद्भक्तो लभतेञ्जसा सर्गापवर्गं मद्धाम कथञ्चित् यदि वाञ्छति न किञ्चित् साधवो धीराः भक्ता हि एकान्तिनो मम वाञ्छन्ति अभिमया दत्तं कैवल्यम् अपुनर्भवं नैरपेक्षं परं प्राहुः निःश्रेयसमनल्भगं तस्मात् निराशिषो भक्तिः निरपेक्षस्य मे भवेत् न मय्येकान्तभक्तानां गुणदोषोद्भवा गुणाः साधूनां समचित्तानां बुद्धेः परमुपेयुषाम् एवमेतान् मयादिष्टान् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मे पथा क्षेमं विन्दन्ति मत्स्थानं यद्ब्रह्म परमं विदुः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे 20ोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukhaṁ Karoti Vācālam, Angum Langhayate Girim, Yat Kurvatamaham Vande, Paramananda Madhavam, Swarge Satye Cha Kailase Vaikunthe Naste Amrasaha, अथ पिबंधु सद्भाग्याः मामा मुञ्चत कर्हिचित् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिरेत्वान्यथा रूपम् स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ विंशोऽध्यायः उद्धव उवाच श्रीभगवानुवाच Let us wholeheartedly salute the Parabrahma, the Mahavishnu, the Brahmadeva, the Sanakadi Kumara, Sri Naradji, Sri Veda Vyasa Bhagavan, Sri Shuka Brahmadeva, Sri Suta Mahamani, Sri Shaunakad Rishi, then Vaishampayana Rishi, who have brought these Bhagavata Purana up to us. In and through Bhagavata, what is there is Sakshat, Parabrahma, Sakshat, Bhagavan's variety of avatars, the Mahima and Leela. To all that also, let us wholeheartedly salute and pray that the Jnanam of this Bhagavatam is correctly, completely understood, digested by us, and may we do the required sadhanas to become the Bhagavata. Now, this particular 20th chapter of 11th Skandha is so super chapter because of the completeness of the content. It's a doctorate PhD level. What happens is those who are the vaktas or speakers or students, when they study Shastra though indicates the ultimate truth ultimately, but at different levels, keeping in mind the seekers in front or the students in front or the context of that story, it talks about sadhanas at various degrees. Those who don't study the highest Shastra, they may, whatever they study at the lower level, they take that alone as the ultimate. That's how they do that, but they don't rise above that. What is the ultimate then? What is said in Upanishads Brahma Vidya? In the same way, among all sadhanas to be done, understandings to be gained. As regards Adhyatmika Pragati is concerned, all the acme or the essence or the ultimate is given in this chapter. In those 36, 38 slokas, Bhagavan's Krupa, 37 mein, it's so beautiful ki you have to keep on deeply doing the research. Then only you will be able to understand all the exhaustive, fantastic completeness. And till the sloka number 33, 32, we feel that Bhagavan has not answered the question asked by Uddhavji. Then we will see suddenly he answers. And this entire chapter goes like this. Like somebody asked a question to me. I know the answer, but I don't answer it immediately. I say, Chalo, keep your question little side by. You listen to me for some time. Then I talk to him so exhaustively about unasked things also from him. Okay? In that exhaustive explanation of so many things, his question's answer also is there somewhere in between. That way Bhagavad Gita, as this Bhagavad Purana's 20th chapter goes, in which Bhagavan Krishna explains to Uddhavaji. What he does is, he just understands Uddhava is caught up in that Shastra, which talks about the do's and don'ts. And he is caught up only in do's and don'ts. He has forgotten why those Shastras came, why those do's and don'ts are given, what is the ultimate goal indicated by the ultimate Shastra, and what is its relation with me, whoever is me. what I am seeking and what is that goal indicated. इसका उसका कोई संबंध है कि नहीं? मैं जो चाहता हूं वही है कि नहीं शास्त्र में? शास्त्र में जो इंडिकेट किया है मुझे वही चाहना है कि नहीं? वेर इज द क्लैरिटी? That's how, if you observe entire world of all dharma in our own Hinduism also, people are so busy throughout the day and life, spiritual people only in considering what is to be done, what is not to be done, and what is to be not to be done, they drop. What is to be done, they do. So their minds are focused on that only. Like if you watch TV in any language in India, every day, Subha, Dopar, Sham, hundreds of Mahatmas speak. Beautifully they speak. But all are their main teachings are only in doing this, doing that, not doing this, not doing that. And even when they tell the Falashruti about it, they maximum take you up to the Swarga Naraka. ये करो तो नरक जाओगे कि तो स्वर्ग जाओगे, या ऐसा ऐसा करोगे तो तुम्हारे all the worldly difficulties go away, okay, your diseases will go away, psychological problems go away and all, then you get lot of wealth, you get all this. Only up to this only they tell, but none of these are permanent. The same gurus who are teaching all that, they themselves are not permanent. Now you have to be very careful there. There are only very rare few speakers are there who first of all tell what is the ultimate goal and why that is the ultimate goal. Then keeping that goal in mind, slowly step by step, they tell us sadhanas till where do we stand. Then from here they take us step by step to that level. This is what Hinduism. Hinduism के सारे साधनाएं interconnected है, related है, leading to the ultimate goal they are. Only the one who has studied Shastra so thoroughly through the Guru Parampara himself has reached or almost reaching. Such people only can exhaustively, comprehensively understand the situation and the problem or the status where the student or the seeker or the samsari or vyakti is there, and then what is to be taught step by step, and what is ultimate. This chapter 20, just 37 shlokas, just like Gita. Gita maybe Arjuna's questions wherever are there, Bhagavan answers so beautifully in that chapter that when you study it 5-6 times, comprehensively understand how not only he answered that particular question, but he has uprooted the question itself by indicating the entire subject matter. In that way, every chapter, and in that way, 2-3 chapters as a set, then 6 chapters as a set, 9 as a set, then 3 into 6 is 3 topics in 3 chapters, 3 sets of 6 chapter. Bhagavan has so beautifully gave. Same he is following here. In fact, we study Gita, therefore it appears to be familiar to us. Only those who study. जो नहीं पढ़ा उनको वो ये सब एक ही है वैसे तो. But in Bhagavata, more patiently, more beautifully, the thoughts are explained. Only in this 11th skandha, they were like Puja Gurudev has come and did the Prachara Gita so exhaustively. Somebody should do the Prachara Bhagavata Ekadasha skandha also exhaustively, widely. Beautiful. This is the 20th chapter of 11th skandha. I just gave a bird's eye view how Bhagavan's kindness to not only answer this question, root of this question वहाँ जाकर उसके बाद ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन हो ही ना, so that क्वेश्चन ही नहीं हो, इस तरह का complete answer he gives. First of all, what is Uddhava's Prashna? We saw exhaustively yesterday. We'll just browse through and summarize what is his question. And the question based on what Bhagavan said. The question is not manipulated by Uddhava nor from his heart. It's generated in him after listening to the Lord's words. And Gurudev says, whatever you have the notions, practices, and whatever you have heard from others, when there is a conflict between them, what precipitates is called as doubt or question, he says. So this is how the precipitation. Because Bhagavan, while beautifully answering all his queries in the earlier chapter, instead of concludingly saying, Uddhava, good questions you asked, I exhaustively answered them. You practice and reach to your own evolution. Instead of that, In the last shloka, last line, he just has blasted, or he threw a bomb, which was seemingly contradicting what he said so far. What was that? Guna dosha drushihi doshaha. Gunaha tu ubhaya varjitaha. So, guna dosha drushti itself is dosha. Listen carefully. Saying something gunavana, something is gunarahita or doshavan. Dosha yukta, guna yukta. That drushti itself is dosha, he says. Then what is guna then? Guna to ubhaya varjita. The real greatness, guna means greatness, is to rise above both of them. Actually, this is a correct answer from the absolute truth standpoint. That is what in the heart of every Guru Rishi who have given the great Shastras to us. But that is after fulfilling all the gunas, while doing which all the doshas are eliminated. Keeping that Bhagavan thought, he Uddhava anyway asking about guna dosha. I already told this is guna, this is dosha, and I am confident on him that he'll eradicate all dosha, he'll practice guna. Now, such a person who has practiced gunas for such a long time, why should he be stuck up there at the practice of gunas level? He should be given the thing which is beyond gunas. Is it not? Guna means this sadguna or good activities. Therefore, Bhagavan, to lift the intellect of Uddhava, he said, Guna dosha drushti hi dosha hai. Don't be worried about it. Guna to bhaya. The highest quality is in rising above both of them. To lift him to the next level, gave this. But Uddhava could not catch that intention for himself, or maybe he kept all the ordinary people in his mind on their behalf. He asked the particular question. The sarams of that question is what? You are telling to rise above guna dosha. Guna means vidhi, dosha means pratisheda. By saying that guna dosha ubhaya varjitaha, guna stu ubhaya varjitaha, you are telling us, first of all, forget about vidhi pratisheda. Second is guna dosha. Third is give up the shastra. Fourth is what? No support of Shastra. Therefore, you are telling us to live so erratically life that it's full of chaos and confusions. What to do, where to go, etc. We are left with no guidance. Thus, instead of guiding us for evolution, your suggestion is like that misguiding us for our own destruction. Because a person who is trained in this discussion of what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, always, however noble he may be, in which he has eliminated all the bad and wrong, did only good and right, still a problem will be there in him that he becomes obstinate about that goodness, that rightness. But that's all good for the Vyavahara. But Paramarthika is something even beyond. It is not Vyavaharik, no? That's why it's called Paramarthik. In the pursuit of Paramartha, listen carefully, and in the achievement of Paramartha, these Vyavaharik Gunadoshas are equal. Like in the dream, a very good, honest, noble philanthropist is there, and also chore and terrorist is there. And the chore terrorist was caught and he was hung. He was given capital punishment. And the one, the great servant of the society, is called and given Nobel Prize. Is it not? And everybody is writing great about that person in the same page, one side. The other side, they are writing about this criminal, so bad he is and good that he is killed. Now, when you wake up from the dream, what is the position of the terrorist as well as the Nobel laureate? Bolo. Both are equally untrue. Means, as much you have devalued the terrorist, so much when you devalue the noble laureate, then only you wake up from that dream where these were valid into a different plane called as waking, which is higher. There they were valid in the dream. The bad people punished, the good people rewarded. वहां चला वो. But when you wake up, दोनों मिथ्या है. वेकअप होने के बाद दोनों मिथ्या है नहीं, दोनों मिथ्या मानकर जब छोड़ दिया, देन वेकअप हुआ, वी आर वोकन अप. What is the meaning of waking up? Both are illusion, the great noble honored as well as the criminal. In the same way, in this Jagrata Avasthas Vyavahara, the dosha guna drishti is allowed. And in this Vyavahara, dosha hai, karna hi nahi chahiye usko. If you do, you and others get into confusion, problem. So all the gunas are those practices by which you are comfortable, happy. People around you also are comfortable, happy. But who said this is the goal? You have to rise above this. You have to awaken to something sublime, substantial, in which the entire world itself is not there. Then how can you become more and more caught up in guna doshata? Keeping that in mind, Bhagavan gave, but Uddhava could not catch. So he is asking the question this way: Ki, you are in a mad position or what, Krishna? You are the one out of your concern for all of us having created the world and sent us here, gave us the code of contact of do's and don'ts in the form of Shastra. And so far we were following them so scrupulously, so diligently, so faithfully, and we were getting rewards also of all them. Now, by saying that गुण दोष दृष्टि ही दोष है और गुण दोष दोनों को छोड़ना ही गुण है, by saying so, you are contradicting what you told us so far. I tell you in this regard one thing, which I think 7-8 days before we shared. देखो, to remove the disease, the medicine is given. Now, once the disease is gone, should you continue medicine or what? रोक दो, भगवान कह देते हैं. In the same way, all sadhanas which are the means for purification, which are means for the introvertedness, which are means to focus us on the self, they themselves have to be dropped while reaching to the ultimate goal. This being so, what to talk about the vyavaharik goods and bads? The karma yogas, bhakti yogas, practice of values, all of them sarva dharman pariteja, because they are all the chitta vritti level, they are all chitta spandana level. They are only in the abhasa kala. Remember that. They holding on to them will not be allowed into the higher. We have to drop them, then only we go to. We gave example yesterday. They're all like to enter into the sleep, we have to drop everything of the waking. Even little also you want to smuggle from the waking, something into dream or sleep, you will not be allowed to sleep. In the same way. That's what the question and answer. But Bhagavan did not give answer directly like this. He has given the entire thesis of total spiritual sadhana to be done step by step. In fact, this 20th chapter is summary of first to sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In fact, up to 12th chapter. Pura karma, bhakti, jnana, everything Bhagavan gives in this. So you have to study Gita thoroughly few times. Then only the things which are said here can be digested. All of them. नहीं पढ़ा ऐसे शास्त्र, उनको यहाँ भी ऊपर ऊपर की बातें समझ में आते हैं. How Bhagavan is through every shloka giving a particular point theme and he is connecting it with the earlier and later theme by the earlier shloka. ये सब clarity आएगा. This 20th chapter. Now you will see, we'll spend at least few days to completely understand it. Uddhava Vacha. Now, what is this thing? Let us read original and see how is this question. Vidhi pratishedaha nigamaha. So the do's and don'ts are said in the Nigama Shastra. Nigama means the conclusion arrived at by the highly great experts of life, scientists of life, its evolution. Like this is a medicine for this disease, this is the dosage for elders, for the youngsters, for the women, for the children. They finalize and give. That is a nigamam about that medication. that medicine of that particular set of doctors who have worked on it for some years. Each medicine needs 5 to 10 years of research, experimentation, finding shortcomings and making it thorough. Because if that is not done, that in giving a medicine may kill thousands and thousands people. Secondly, the next generation of medicine development depends on this. Therefore, how much deeply they involve in the study of that medicine is a rishi only. After that is discovered, how it is manipulated, how it is mixed up, how it is commercialized, that's not the job of that pure rishi called as scientist. That is later on done by the companies, the management, the commercial people, the government. They involve in their own personal profit motive. Therefore, they do all funny things. At that level, even though the doctor or the scientist, these, the scientist of the medicine discovers a pakka medicine for the yoga, the later on company people may manipulate it to remove that effectiveness so that the patients will continue suffering so that they can sell their medicine. ये राक्षसत्व होता है. Like in the example I gave you long back, the Edison, the bulb which he discovered, seems to be of that type. I heard somewhere, which never gets fused. Now, when that bulb is input, then nobody will buy more bulbs, no? एक बार लगाया फ्यूज ही हुआ नहीं, शाश्वत परमानेंट हो गया हो, then how can be the bulb sales can be increased so that we get the profit? There were all the manufacturers have cancelled that principle and in that place introduced such bulb which get fused so fast that घर तुमको देने तक ही मेरा गारंटी है, लगाने का फ्यूज हुआ तो मेरा नहीं है, but you buy another, buy another, buy another. In the same way, in the medicine, in the food, every industry nowadays, for the financial profits and marketing and standing in the high position and all, they do all funny manipulation. You all know that. But not in the pure scientist. He's a rishi, that's it. He is Bhagavan in that rupa, that who is studying that he sees, finding the correct medicine. Now, this much example I am telling only to say is that all the Shastras are the nigamanam of that type of pure hearted rishis who have totally dedicated their life for the study only of the humans, their present position, what can be their ultimate evolution, and how to reach to that. I am explaining you the meaning of the word nigamanam or nigamaha. So, gunadosha vidhi pratishedaha cha nigamaha. And now, whether it is a technological scientist or the medical scientist or any scientist, financial, whether it is a spiritual scientist, through all of them, who works to reveal the sublime scientific secrets is the Lord Himself who has put those secrets for the maintenance of the world. He is called here as Ishvara. So that two ways of saying, Lord, by your grace only, the Rishi Munis have given the Nigama, whose essence is Vidhi Pratishedha. Or you yourself gave the Vidhi Nishedhatmaka Nigama. Or the Vidhi Nishedhatmakata, which is there in the Nigama, which is in the interest of the people, is you only expressed in that form. वेद्यो वैद्यन वेदो वेद विदव्यंग वेदांगो वेदविद का वेद ज्ञान भी भगवान है. Like Bhagavata is nothing but Bhagavan Krishna in this rupa. Krishna, don't condition Krishna to be only in that rupa of bansi bajane wala वगैरह. He will be in the grantha rupa also. That is what is Bhagavatam which we are studying. So vidhi pratishedaha nigamaha te ishwarasya. So you only gave that in our own interest, of course. Then avekshate aravindaksha gunam dosham cha karmanam. So in that only the guna doshata of the karma also you told. Which karma is guna, which karma is dosha. For everyone's evolution, also total's evolution. That's why we have to practice only. That's what he said in Gita. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya akarya vyavastito. As if it is not sufficient. Second line he says, Jnatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartum Iha Arhasi. Shastrokta Vidhanam Jnatva Eva Karma Kartum Iha Arhasi, 16th chapter, last sloka. For you, what to do, what not to do is decided is only Shastra. You must study Shastra and do what is to be done, don't do what is not to be done. And doing, not doing is called Vidhi Pratisheda, and that is because the doing is Gunatmaka, not doing is Doshatmaka. Means that which is told to be done is Gunarupa, is it gives some profit, and that which is avoided to be done, that is avoided because that is Dosha. That leads to Dosha, the performance of that. वो काम का प्रतिषेध किया जाता है जो करने से नष्ट या दुख होगा, इसलिए उसका प्रतिषेध या निषेध हुआ, बिकॉज दैट दोष इज देयर इन द ऑफ गिविंग अस लॉस. But this one has the profit giving aspect in that gunata, therefore it is called vidhi. Like take this insulin or these tablets, that is guna for a diabetic patient. Never even look at the sweet because it will kill you. So sweet is dosha, therefore that is to be pratishedita. Medicine is gunayukta, therefore vidhi you have to take it. So in the first sloka, Shastra has got vidhi nisheda because guna doshita. Clear? Now, varna ashrama vikalpam, all the varnas and ashrama, the variety, they are first defined. Who is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, according to their birth, their own gunas. Then for them again, what is guna dosha? Gunas means satrastava guna. There, according to that, what are the guna, what are the dosha, by doing which they evolve or devolve. That is studied. Accordingly, the Vidhi Paricheda is given. So he is Brahmana. Okay. Then Brahmana's guna is Suddha Sattva guna. With that he should reach to the Lord and help the world, guide them. Now for him, for that person, when he is only studying Shastras continuously, he will be kept up in that knowledge and inspiration. Continuously when he is engaged in the Yajna Agadi, then he will be always invoking the grace of God for himself and other. Therefore, for him, Shastra Denam Yajna Aga Upasana became Guna. If he comes to the level of power seeking, level of trading, level of bhoga, and also to sleep, his Suddha Sattva Antakaruna falls down to the level of Rajas and Tamas. Therefore, doing that all is pulling him down to lower level. Why should you fall with all difficulty when you evolve to that Brahmana level? Why should again you fall yourself? Should not. Therefore, what to do? Avoid this. That avoiding is called a dosha. It is dosha, therefore it is avoided. Avoided, therefore it is pratished. So too the brahmachari grastha vanapa sannyasi. विधि प्रतिषेध वाला ये वर्ण आश्रमों का जो दिया है. Then pratiloma anulomajam. In what conditions that pratiloma anulomata is allowed? For them also, what are the duties? Then dravya desha vayah kalan. And at which place, at what time, with what dravya, what sort of upasanas to be done, or the houses to be made, or places to be stayed, or food is allowed to be eaten. All that is given in Shastra. And even Swargam Narakam Evacha, which leads to Swarga, which leads to Naraka. ये सारे शास्त्रों में दिया है. These are all subheadings of the Shastra. In fact, what he is talking about are the Dharma Shastras. There are higher Shastra than Dharma Shastra. They are called Moksha Shastra. In that Moksha Shastra, Sarva Dharman Parityaj. From that standpoint, Bhagavan said, from this standpoint, Uddhava is asking, dono ko samajhkar Bhagavan is going to give answer. So in that Shastra, what is the definition of Naraka given? And definition, what is there in Naraka? And who goes to Naraka? Is it not in the 5th Skandha? Didn't we study in the last Sarga, 24th chapter? Not 24th chapter, but 28 types of Narakas given. And who goes to each Naraka? Everything is explained. Rav Naraka, Suchi, Mukha Naraka, Kumbhi, Paka Naraka. Bhayankar देंगे. He said there are 24 samples out of thousands of Naraka, it is said. So too, The Uttama Loka Varnana comes, and which Punyatma goes to what Uttama Loka, that also is given in Shastras. Sarga Naraka. Then Brahmachari, Grasvanpa Sannyasi, and our Ashrama, they are also given to us last chapter, 3-4 chapters before only. So what is said here as contents, we know which is where. What? Varnashrama Vikalpam, Pratiloman Lomajam, Dravya Desha Kalan. Dravya Desha Kalan means to the Varnashrama. Which Varna, which Ashrama Vyakti can use which Dravya and to go, which allowed to what Desha and allowed what Kala. How Kala? Kitne Kala tak unko allowed hai? They are all given. कब तक, कहाँ, कौन से वस्तु उनको अलाउड है, नहीं अलाउड है ब्रह्मचारी, गृहस्थ, वानर, सन्यासी के लिए. Like pleasure, giving the pleasures to the sense, pleasurable object to the senses. No, they are allowed only in the grahastha ashrama tak. Once we enter into the kala or the vaya or the vanamprastha, we should not go for the taste of the objects, but there we should start doing tapasya. Understand? So too, in the grahastha only, there is a duty of taking care of children, for that earning their wealth by working in the job and all. But in vanaprastha, you have to retire from all that. And maintaining your friends, relations and all, allowed only up to grahastha, little vanaprastha. Once you go to the sannyasa ashrama, none of them are. है ना? द्रव्य देश वय काल कौन सा किसके लिए अलाउड है, नॉट अलाउड है, all that is mentioned in Shastra. Now, Gunadosha Bhida, now after saying ki these are there in the Shastra given by you. You know, I know. Uddhavji, after enumerating, he might be putting the books also in front of Lord Krishna. देखो तुम्हारे द्वारा दिए गए शास्त्रों में तो ये सारे चीजें लिखे हैं. Ultimate of them is doing this is guna, doing this is dosha. गुण का विधि करो, दोष का प्रतिषेध करो. You only mentioned, समझे? Now my question, गुण दोष भेदा दृष्टि में अंतरेण, है ना? Without the drushti of this is guna and that is dosha, without the drushti of this is guna and that is dosha, tabavachaha, the shastras which are given by you only, nishresam katham runam. वो आपको निश्रेयस को कैसे देंगे? How will it give nishreyas to us if we drop from our minds the consideration of guna and dosha? Because guna dosha drushi dosha you said in the last sloka of the last chapter. अब कैसे हमको श्रेयस मिलेगा? And what is the guna dosha drushi? Nisheda vidilakshana. You understand that? Even the parameters are not there to decide what is dosha, what is guna, then how one can evolve from the lower to the higher? And all those parameters are there in the Shastra in the form Vidhi and Pratisheda. This is one point he raised. Now interesting point. Now क्या है? Pitru Deva Manushyanam. Hey Ishvara, Shreyaha tu Manushyanam tu Shreyaha Chakshuhu Vedaha. For Pitru Devatas, for the Devatas, and for we the Manushas. Shreyaha means to reach the ultimate Shreyas. The Chakshu means the vision, means guidance, means knowledge, means authority. Is Vedaha, which is your own expression, Tava. So Tava Vedaha Chakshuhu. The Vedas or the knowledge or the Shastras given by you are the Chakshu and Veda Chakshu. And which type of Chakshu? Shreyaha Chakshu. The best vision. For all Pitru Deva Manusha. With that Chakshu only they look at and decide. Veda hi Chakshu hai. Veda aapne hi diya. For all the Pitrudeva Manusha. Shreya. Then Anupalabdhi Arthe. Anupalabdhi Artha means what? For even achieving ki Svarga and Moksha. Upalabdhi means the immediate results, which are seen before we die in this very life. That's called Upalabdhi Phala, giving do's and don'ts. Anupalabdhi Phala means what? They are not available here. The result will be there after death only. Like Swarga. Definitely there is discussion about Swarga. There are the techniques told to reach to Swarga like Yagna, Yaga, Upasana, Punya, Dharma. How much ever you do all of them, Swarga you will not achieve in this body. You will have to die only. That's called Anupalabdhi. अनुपलब्धि में यहाँ नहीं दिखा सकते उसको, बट बिलीव करना पड़ेगा, शास्त्र बताया. सो टू द मोक्ष. मोक्ष आनंद और परमात्मा स्वरूप आनंद is not explainable in the example of any experience of this world. वो भी अनुपलब्धि है. But difference in moksha and swarga is, for swarga definitely one will have to die, but for getting the moksha through Atma Jnana, one need not die, but he will be dead only in terms of rising above his individuality. With the individuality intact, as you get these three plane of experiences called Jagra, Sabda, Sushupti, that moksha will not come. Therefore, that is also put in the category of Anupalabdhi. What is Upalabdhi? As I gave example yesterday, that Dasarath did Ishtakama, Putra Kameshti, then the children are born to him. Like that, somebody did some yajna, then he got success. Like Ravanadi, Indrajitadi, they did Davasya, Brahmadeva came, and they asked for the Vara, boon or Ayudha, they were all given. Somebody does yajna agadi for the rains to come. Those are not Anupalabdhi, कि मरने का बाद मिलने वाले नहीं है वो. They are here and now. There are so many, like somebody deceased. There is some yantra, tantra, mantra. When that is done, that is goes away. That upalabdhi is there in this very much. Therefore, यही रिजल्ट देने वाले उपलब्धि रूप कर्मों के लिए. ठीक है. फिर यहाँ नहीं है बाद में मिलने वाले फल को दिलाने वाले, अनुपलब्धि को दिलाने वाले साधनाओं के लिए भी अथॉरिटीज वेद. साध्य साधनयोः अपि means sadhya, if it is devaloka, sadhanas are these punyas. Sadhya is pitraloka, sadhanas are this. Sadhya is moksha, then sadhana are these. These are mentioned in Shastra. These are all anupalabdhi. Upalabdhi also, like in this very Bhagavata Purana, in the second or third skanda, in the third or fourth chapter only, we were given ki whatever you want. So these are the sadhanas you have to do while living in this. Like putra kami, dhana kami, brahma varchasva kami, then the position पाने वाला, all यहाँ उपलब्ध होने वाले फल के लिए भी क्या करना चाहिए, it came in the chapter. And most of the vaktas nowadays spiritual, they talk this only because it is very appealing to the people, and thousands and thousands people become their followers. That's good, also good. That's how all the spirituality starts. But somehow it's not our job. We talk about only the ultimate truth and goal, whether somebody listens or not. We speak Satya because that is ultimate Satya. Intermediate things, in between things, there are other people to talk. You go there. We only study the Moksha Shastra and Moksha related Sadhana Shastras. So, for Pitru and Deva and Manusha, for Upalabdhi Prapti and Anupalabdhi Prapti, what are the sadhanas? For knowing it, the authority, the Chakshu is Veda, which is given by you. And by rejecting the Gunadoshata, Dushti, you are rejecting all of them. हम सबका अथॉरिटी आप खींच ले रहे हो, कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो आप. सो गुणदोष और एक बात, थर्ड लॉजिक, गुणदोष विदा दृष्टि निगमात. ओके, ते नहीं स्वतः. इवन दैट गुणदोष दृष्टि, इट हैज नॉट कम इटसेल्फ. दैट हम गुणदोष के रूप में आके आपके जिंदगी में दखल अंदाज कर रहेंगे. नो, गुणदोष दृष्टि इज गिवन इन द शास्त्र. शास्त्र इज गिवन बाय यू ओनली. Okay, there is confusion. Nigamat hi gunadosha vida drushti. Okay, Guna is different, dosha is different. That is what guna, dosha, bheda. If you do this, profit comes, therefore guna. If you do this, loss comes, it is for dosha. Therefore, don't do this, pratisheda, do this, vidhi. This is called guna dosha bheda drushti, Shastra only said. Now, nigamena apavadaha cha. And whatever you speak is nigama. And you just now said गुण दोष दृष्टि ही दोष है, therefore आपने अपवाद किया, तो आपके वाणी ही अपवाद है, सॉरी आपके वाणी ही वेद है और आपने अपवाद किया इन दोनों का, तो अपवाद भी वेद हो गया. मतलब your own speech called shastra, at one place promoting guna dosha drishti, on another place rejecting guna dosha drishti. That's why itiha brahmaha, I am a brahma. Lord is there. Whatever he talks is Shasanam Vedam. One place Lord spoke about Guna Dosha Drushti Rakkar, whatever the Doshatmaka, do the Pratisheda, Nisheda of that. What is Gunatmaka, do it as Vidhi. That's what we are following so far. Suddenly, just now you say that Guna Dosha Drushti itself is Dosha, and whatever you say is authority. It's a pramana to us. It is a Veda to us, it's a pramana. So from your own mouth only one Veda came which talks Guna Dosha, Drushti. Another Veda means knowledge. Another knowledge and authority came. Whatever you say is authority. Which says need not to have Guna Dosha Drushti. Now, मुझे भ्रम हो रहा है कि क्या follow करें. Now, this is a question at little grosser level, same asked by Arjuna in chapter 3. See, I want to run away from the Yuddha karma and do some Bhikshacharya, Dhyanam, no Paramatma. Then you said don't run away, fight Yuddha. By the time I was getting ready to fight, you only spoke about the greatness of Jnana. श्रुति विप्रतिपन्नाते यदास्तास्ते निश्चला समाधव वचला बुद्धि तदा योगमवाप्स्यसि. All यदा ते मोह कल्यम बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतव्य. And in the third chapter, though you in the second chapter, sorry, in so many places Jnana Mahima you spoke. You spoke about Jnana Mahima, and to get the Jnanam you have to leave the Karma Kshetra, and this Yuddha is Karma Kshetra, and it's so bad also that I have to kill my own people. So I am leaving it and wanting to go for meditate. And you also promote that in general everywhere. And you are telling me, बेटा अर्जुन कर्म है ज्ञान है, कर्म से ज्ञान ग्रेट है, लेकिन तुम तो कर्म ही करना चाहिए. What is this confusion? Either you are confused in deciding which is great, karma or jnana, or you are partial or biased towards me, or in my case you are not able to judge properly, guide me properly. You say jnanam is great, and you say me to do the karma. That is also ghora karma. So jayasi chet karamana te mata buddhi, te mata buddhi karamana jayasi chet. Iti te buddhi, te mata. In your opinion, if knowledge is greater than karma, kim karmani ghore mamni hojasi? Why are you putting me in the ghora karma of this yuddha? Then that's what in second sloka he says, Vyameshreneva vakyena buddhi mohesi vame. With a mixed sentences, एक जगह वो करते हो कहते हो ग्रेट है, एक जगह ये ग्रेट है कहते हो. With this mohayati vame. Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhi mohayati vame. You are confusing my mind. Therefore, which is the Shreya out of these to tell me? Tad ekam vada nishchitya yena Shreyam apniyam. So there Arjuna said mohesi, here Uddhava says brahmaha. Should I follow the do's and don'ts of Vidhi Pratisheda according to Shastra, which I was doing so far, should I kick away because you have given me latest knowledge? That Guna Dosha Drushti hi dosha hai, Guna tu Ubhayavarjitaha. Now there Bhagavan directly did not say. Didn't he say? How did he say? Bhagavan third chapter, Asmin loke dvidanishta pura prokdamaya jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yogina. Here same follow he is following. Because Arjuna and Uddhava are same level of questioning people or the seekers at that level. एक ही आंसर है. जब बीमार लोग एक ही तरह की बीमारी से आते हैं तो दवाई वही देंगे डॉक्टर है, नया थोड़ी देंगे. तो here also, but there two things are talked about. Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yoginam. Here Bhagavan talks about three sadhanas. He makes bhakti also specific. So Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. That's how he answers. Now the whole picture is what now in the question is understood. Guna dosha follow karna hai ki chodna hai, which is indicated in the Shastra. And you, whatever you say is Shastra. You only said one way, Guna dosha follow karo. Another place you only said recently, give it up. So both are Shastra to us, but both are contradictory. So we are in Brahma. What is to be done? Now Bhagavan explains totally in different way. First of all, he says, तुम्हारा सवाल side पे रख. Now you have not understood me or your own life or the Shastra in its entirety, nor the whole purpose of a human evolution. I'll put it this way, karke. First introduces Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and their limitations, and then ultimate. After finally telling that through the Bhakti you will get Jnana and Mukti, at that level he says, the one who has become great Bhakta of mine, who by blessings of me, when he is visualizing Paramatma only everywhere, how can he have the Guna Drushti and Dosha Drushti? मैं उस स्टैंड पॉइंट से कहा मेरे प्यारे, अब फिलहाल एट द व्यवहार लेवल यू शुड हैव द गुण एंड दोष दृष्टि. When you are in bimari, you should know what to eat, not to eat. Once you become healthy, whatever you can digest, you can eat. Now see the answer. Very wonderful. Up to 7-8 slokas, subject is very easy because 2600 times we heard it in our various other classes, other subjects. Okay. Later on come the beautiful deep analysis. मजा आएगा सुनकर आपको. Let us start. Shri Bhagavan Uvach. Bhagavan started answer. What is that? Yogaha trayaha maya proktaha nrunam shreyo viditsaya. Very important sentence. Nrunam, for the human beings who have the capacity purushartha samarthyam as well as freedom given by me, trayaha yogaha proktaha. Three yogas are very clearly told by me for them to do. What for these three are given? Shreyo viditsaya. For showing them and guiding, leading them and taking them in the Shreyo Marga to the ultimate Shreyas. So, in this sentence, how many main things you have to understand? First thing is, there are three paths. Karma, Bhakti, Jnana. Second is, they are valid mainly for human beings. Not for Pashu Pakshi, not even for Devata Loka. Third is, they are given by the Lord only. Fourth is, they are the means for Shreyasu. This thing should deeply enter into us. These things we have heard many times earlier, but very superficially. See, just throw the seeds is one way of plantation. But properly remove the mud and put the seed or the plant and cover it, water is the first one is uncertain. Plants may or may not come, but the second one is certain because that way you are planting. So far our study was like throwing the seeds. But now let us study like planting the plant with the desire for it to grow as well as the effort for it to grow. Therefore, once we enter into this subject, let us not be erratic or light like earlier. What is the meaning of all that, Swamiji? Means, let us be very clear in the first sentence of Lord itself. He says it is He for giving us Shreyas, given the three paths, three yogas for you and me, the human being. Therefore, if I want the Shreyas to be obtained, if I want to prove myself to be the devotee of the Lord, then I must know that these three are the paths and what are they exhaustively I must know and I must practice them. That commitment is putting the plant properly for it to grow. That day, when we this way decide to thoroughly study Shastra, not only for understanding, but also to practice to reach to the Shreyas, we can celebrate the birthday of ours as a sadhaka. Genuinely sincere. अदरवाइज कभी बड़ा नहीं बड़ा, समझा नहीं समझा, आए क्लास में नहीं आए, थोड़ा सा मूड बना तो किया, नहीं तो नहीं किया. These are all very erratic. Such person reaches nowhere. He'll be in samsara, even if he does it like million lives he'll be in samsara. So here you can observe the gambhirata in the words of the Lord. Authentically, with all gambhirata and strongness, he is saying, you fool Uddhav and all you human beings, having made you as human to give you the Shreyas, it is me who gave 3 yogas. And I am the creator of the world. I am the creator of you all. I am the giver of every facility to you. I am the giver of the marga to you. And I am giving you the Shreyo marga, not the marga of destroying you. वो भी पकड़ लो तुम. श्रेयो विदित्सया is an important sentence in this shloka. तुम्हारे श्रेयस के लिए, भलाई के लिए. So yogaah trividaah yogastrयो maya prokta nunam nishreyasaya shreyo viditsaya. First sentence understood? For giving a श्रेयस भगवान ही कहते हैं मैंने 3 योग दिया हूं. उच्चार दे ज्ञानम कर्म च भक्ति च. तो ज्ञान yoga word you added, karma yoga bhakti yoga. Now so many times we heard these words, but इसकी बात भगवान ने कहाँ कहीं अगर आप पूछते हो तो गीता में तो बार बार आया ही. No, here also it is there. There are 3 ways of living life: ज्ञान yoga, yoga means way of life, karma yoga and bhakti yoga. ज्ञानः योगः कर्मश्च भक्तिश्च. Now to avoid the presence of any of the 4th path, Bhagavan says, na upaya anya asti. There is a 4th upaya for achieving the Shreyas. But Ashtanga Yoga is not mentioned. That is in between Karma Bhakti Jnana. Karma Bhakti के बीच में Ashtanga आ जाता है. Okay, we'll only differentiating and explaining. Otherwise, it's also included in that. Mainly these 3 sadhanas. So, na upaya anya asti. By this, all other imaginary ways of sadhana are not sanctioned, authenticated by the Bhagavan. Kaike, we have to reject them. Kutrachit, he says. Kutrachit means in any of your own Hinduism, Sanatana Shastras, even any other religion. By saying Kutrachita, all other religions you have to reject. No need. If at all there is something taught for Shreyas, that is already there in our Shastras, which speak about Bhakti Jnana Karma, which are given by the Lord exhaustively. Lord directly gives, Lord himself comes as Vyasa and any of such great saints, and he has already given. So in these 2 lines, what's understood? There are 3 yogas, there's no 4th one to reach to Shreyas for the human being, and they are given by Narayana only. Bhagavan himself says. Now while saying this, Bhagavan is not Krishna avatara there, please. There Bhagavan is all avataron ka moola rupa paramatma. That moola rupa paramatma is not Parabrahma Tattva. Because Parabrahma has nothing other than him. Therefore, there is no Jiva, there is no Bandhana of Jiva, there is no Shreya Shastras to be given to him, them. So at the level of creator's level called Ishvara. That is called as Maya Shavala Ishvara. From him only, from that identity, Bhagavan says, I have given. Like when I don't start company, then I will not have the rules of company made for those who work in the company. The moment I decide a company, then which company, what production, what sale, who are the employee, what are the salary, what are the rules, regulations, I have to put to them. Parabrahma is the one who never started a company. Ishvara is the one who started a company. So he has laid down all the rules. From that Ishvara standpoint, here Bhagavan Krishna is saying. And for the Ishvara, what is the connection between Ishvara and Parabrahma? Ishvara in his original form is Parabrahma only. Maya Rahita Ishvara is Brahma. Maya Sahita Brahma is Ishvara. वो वाला अगर सवाल आया तो उसका वो आंसर. So I gave 3 yoga. Now again it is responsibility of the Lord to decide also who is qualified for which yoga. Bhagavan is giving it in the next few shlokas. He says, Nirvinnanam jnana yogaha nyasinamiha karmasu. Means what? Karmasu nirvinnanam nyasinam jnana yogaha. Again I am repeating. Karmasu nirvinnanam nyasinam jnana yogaha maya proktaha. First line. Karmasu nirvinnana means those who have got complete nirveda in the karma. Nirveda means vairagya. What is the meaning of vairagya in karma? Means karma, karta, karma phala, they all being temporary, endowed with so much of struggle. He doesn't want it. Therefore, he called nirveda. Because of this nirveda, what he done? Nyasaha. He gave up all karma. For such pure-hearted persons, I gave them Jnana Yoga. There, Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yoginam in Gita. And what is that Jnana Yoga? What is that Nirveda Sthiti? Earlier, in so many contexts we studied. Here also it will be explained again. While studying this, we have to observe our hearts. In our heart, by chance, at any time, this position comes where we have totally felt detached from all karma phala adi. Therefore, we are not interested to do karma, not out of laziness, because we understood their limitation. Such person is adhikari for jnana marga. So, nyasinam jnana yoga. Why he is nyasi? Because nirvinanam karmanam. He got nirveda of the karma. And this is the Upanishad word. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedamayat. What is the nirveda lakshana? Nasti krute akrutena kruta. Krutena akruta. Krutena karmana akrutaha paramatma na asti. So with that temporary limited activity, the permanent bliss cannot come. I want permanent bliss. All karma phala are temporary. So it is an absurd thing to to imagine that permanent comes through temporary. And I want permanent, not temporary. Permanent cannot be given by temporary. Therefore, I can't involve in this. That type of feeling is called nirveda. Nirveda means I want permanent, not temporary. Sannyasa means the temporary karmas cannot give permanent. Therefore, I will not involve in karma, which gives temporary result, which is not my goal. Such fully matured sannyasi, for him, jnana marga, in which tattva is explained, tattva chintana is given. He will be lifted into deep contemplative mood, where he rises above all the layers of Maya, avaranas, vikshevas, all agranas and netagranas. He will be revealed that ultimate truth, which our Karikakara, Bhashyakara are trying to give us of late in our Mandukya Upanishad. इन दोज 4 प्रकरणास वही तो ऊपर ऊपर पढ़ रहे हैं इतने डीपली जिस उद्देश्य से वो लोग दिया हमको टू दैट लेवल हैव नॉट रीजन बट वी आर जस्ट ब्राउजिंग थ्रू सो टू हुम ज्ञान योगा इट इज क्लियर निर्विण्णानाम ज्ञान योगा न्यासिनाम इह कर्मसु सो कर्मसु निर्विण्णानाम न्यासिनाम इह ज्ञान योगा मया दत्तः प्रोक्तः हो गया नाउ तेषु अनिर्विण्ण चित्तानाम those who have chitta has not got the vairagya nirveda in the karma karta and karma phalas of this loka or the other loka. Why? Because kaminam, they have still the apeksha of kamya vastu through kamana and the bhoga of it. They may or may not know that it is temporary. Even if they know it, but said, "Fir bhi, let me enjoy." Like all of us know, is bhoga world are temporary, and yet we want it. That is our state of mind. That's what kami. So the kami who has not got the nirveda, who is at a lower level of satisfying with temporary pleasures of the loka, to them karma yoga is given by me. In that karma yoga, again, two parts. One is karma, which is also yajna karma, dharma karma, by which their karma, the desires are fulfilled. While telling the truth itself, I'll once in a while indicate to them the absolute truth, and when he gets interest ki how to get that absolute nishresa, I will convert them from karma kartas to karma yoga kartas. So the kami vyakti should do karma first to get the phala because he wants them. But either he will ask the God or Bhagavan may introduce a subject. What is that? Beta karma se phal temporary hai. There is a chance for permanent sukha also. Okay? And he may look at it and he say, I want to have it. That will be available only through jnana. But for jnana, you have to arhata. How to get the arhata? You are doing karma for karma phala now. Don't do for karma phala. And you are doing it as karta. Don't do as karta. Say that Ishvara is doer and do it for offering the result to him. Then what I mean? The karma become karma yoga. So to them, I am giving them karma yoga. Remember, कर्म योग भगवान ने दिया, नॉट कर्म रोग एंड भोग. वाई? बिकॉज भगवान का शास्त्र देना निश्रेयस के लिए है, नॉट फॉर बाइंडिंग अस इन द प्लेजर्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. क्लियर? Yet, how to get the pleasures through yajna, that also Bhagavan gave, but not as goal. Children ask, Mummy, I want to see cell phone or see TV or play outside. She allows. She allows it not because she wants to allow. It is not her goal. Her goal is this fellow should study only. But beta hai, manga hai. And asking is that fellow's murkata. She will give out of her love. And in that also what she sees, chalo usne kaha pe khelta hu. So when I allow him to play, after that when I tell him to study, he will study. She always keeps that thought in the mind. And she expresses also. बेटा तुमने कहा खेलूंगा, मैंने बोला जाओ, अब तो मेरे बात सुन, बैठो जाओ, बैठो पढ़ो. In the same way, यज्ञ यागादि और उपासनादि और कर्म आदि से कर्म फल जो लौकिक है भोगने का भगवान ने सहूलियत भी रखा, not to get caught up in that, but to later on to listen to him, to rise above the karma phala kshetra into this shreyo marga of moksha. Like mother, when it's a healthy thing. Every day child is asking for play, mother allowing, and mother is asking for him to study, he is studying. Such child slowly matures, and he himself, when he is given counseling for higher status of study, he himself says, मैं नहीं खेलूंगा, पढ़ूंगा. Mother only says, बेटा पढ़ पढ़ के थक गए हो, कुछ देर खेलो, रिलैक्स हो जाओ. In other case, if this fellow is only playing and not at all studying, mother will stop him from playing also. Shut up. कल से भेजूंगी भी नहीं तुमको. सिर्फ. In the same way, Lord is giving all the karma phala sukha for us to listen to him. That our shreyas is only in adhyatmika marga. And those who are siddhi, not at all entering to adhyatmika marga, जबरदस्ती भगवान कर्म फल भी देना बंद करते. In our own interest, like the mother stops him to go for play. And a matured person in the beginning enjoys karma phala as given Lord, but in his maturity he knows it's not permanent. He wants permanent. Permanent is only through jnana. But suddenly you can't jump into that. First you have to do karma same. Earlier for phala you are doing no for antakarana shuddhi. That's called karma yoga. All these are said in Gita. That's why I said when you study Gita, then it becomes easy for understanding this portion here. So in short, those who are karmasu nirvinna and nyasi, jnana yoga. And those whose chitta is not nirvinna, it is in anirveda sthiti, as well as they have a lot of kamana. For them, I gave karma marga, later on karma yoga marga. दो लोग हैं. Then bhakti is for whom? Bhagavan says, yadruchaya. Yadrucha means for the reasons unknown. Yadruchaya. Matkathado jata shraddha tu ya puman. That person who has got shraddha in Matkatha Adi. Shraddha is Matkatha. Adi means Mat Katha, Mat Puja, Mat Japa, Mat Bhajanam, Mat Kirtanam. इनमें जिसको सम वजह जो भी है, वजह के बिना तो कुछ होता नहीं, पर क्या वजह नहीं पता, लेकिन श्रद्धा है. Is interested in glories of Lord, singing through bhajan, kirtan, or listening stories, speaking stories. ऐसा होते हैं ना कुछ लोग. And such people are, apart from that, na nirvinnaha is not a nirvedi like the sannyasi. And na atisaktaha is not a kami also, the one for whom the karma yoga was prescribed. To such one, bhakti yoga asya siddhidaha. The shreyas giver to such mentality person is bhakti yoga. Therefore, who is qualified for bhakti? The one who has not got nirveda like sannyasi, nor got so many of kamana like the kami, and same time, naturally he has inclination for the Lord through katha shravanam or any of the Lord related things. He may be going to tirtha yatras, he may be visiting the temples, he may be interested in reading Purana, he may be composing, busy or happy in composing bhajan kirtana, singing them. He may be happy in doing the japas, है ना, उपासना पूजाएं करते ना, ऐसे लोग, उनके लिए भक्ति योग दिया. So clear it is. What a beautiful clarity Bhagavan gave here. And this is how the three types of people. Now, if somebody is not interested in Bhagavad Katha, then where will he put his time? In some kamana only. So for him, karma yoga. और कर्मयोग को भी योग लायक नहीं मानो क्योंकि कामनाएं नहीं है, देन ही इज सन्यासी, फॉर हिम ज्ञान योगा. हो गया तीन लोग. नाउ फोर्थ इन द 9th श्लोक में तीन बातें हो गया. इन द 9th वन ही इज पुटिंग द कनेक्शन बिटवीन कर्मयोग, भक्ति योग, ज्ञान योग. Very important shloka. And this is talked as a Subhashita or as a referring quotation by many, many speakers in different Upanyasas. Very good one it is. And I think Bhagavan Shankara also somewhere has quoted it. Something near to this shloka. No, it is like the order by Krishna to Uddhava and all his devotees, like all of us. I'll chant it, tell you literal meaning, explanation tomorrow. And the literal meaning is very simple and easy. But practically doing and reaching is our dharma, our duty, our sadhana. He says, Tavad karmani kurvita na nirvidyata yavata. Keep on involving in karma till you get the nirveda or vairagya. That means what? Till the vairagya doesn't come, keep on involving in the karma. This is half answer. Why so half answer? Because even if you don't do karma and no vairagya, then you become a criminal to do the theft from others. इसलिए खुद मेहनत करके अपना कमाओ क्योंकि उनको वैराग्य आए नहीं. This is a half of the meaning. In this, do karma is insisted. Without doing karma, your desires are not fulfilled. Then you become a criminal to loot others. Therefore, even if you have desire, keep on doing karma. This is the half meaning of the answer when you say Yavad Nirvidyata. But the real meaning is what? Do karma and get karma phala while enjoying that. Because I gave you buddhi, थोड़ा उसको भी यूज करो. उससे क्या समझो कि दिस कर्मा एंड कर्म फला आर नॉट परमानेंट. Therefore, try to think about something higher. When you think about something higher, you will live the lower. That living this lower, which is karma and karma phala, is called nirveda. Therefore, nirveda पाने के लिए कर्म करो. This is the second meaning of this sentence. Sentence is same. तावत् कर्माणि कुर्वीत निर्विद्यते यावता. न निर्विद्यते यावता. जब तक वैराग्य नहीं आया तब तक कर्म करो, मतलब वैराग्य पाने के लिए कर्म करो. उस समय दिमाग लगाओ, कर्म करो फल पाओ, कर्म करो फल पाओ. आफ्टर थोड़ा सोचो, दिमाग दिया. यू आर नॉट एन एनिमल like I am doing it now, going on giving lecture. Now I am getting nirveda. अब यही है same thing. And especially people are not interested only. Then 100 तो आगे थोड़ी सुन रहे हैं 4-5 same. So why should I struggle all that? I am getting nirveda. This karma I will give up. To get that khujli, get rid of khujli only, Bhagavan is making me do this. 6 classes per day, even though the heart is troubling or all troubling. I may be having this strong vasana brought from many lives. Each one has their own. And I can very conspicuously see I'm enjoying satsanga and I'm getting nirveda also. Openly I'm sharing it with you. After a couple of years, even you ask me, request me, beg me, मैं कहता हूँ वीडियो में देख नहीं तो भाग. मैं बोलने वाला नहीं. And I feel also enter into that silence and enjoy within dhyana. So I'm just giving an example, but the point is this. जब तक वैराग्य नहीं आया, कामनाएं हैं, खुद मेहनत करके कामाओ, निकम्मा मत बनना. That is half meaning. Second is to get the vairagya involved in karma. While involving, when you know the limitation of karma and karma phala, naturally you get the vairagya. This is first point. Other option is what? Mat katha shravanadava shraddha yavat na jayate. Other option is, if not nirveda, the other thing is when you get shraddha in my own kathas. Katha adav. Mat katha shravana adav. Mat katha shravanam kirtanam smaranam. In that till interest comes, you do the karma. But once you get interest in my kathas, leelas, or get vairagya, enter into bhakti and jnana, don't continue the karma. Fulfillment of karma is over by that time. With that. This is how the main meaning of it. Some more details tomorrow will work out. Then how that karma yoga has to be done, which should lead us either for bhakti yoga or jnana yoga, Bhagavan is going to explain. In that only, all these are possible only for the human being, and you're already human being, such a lucky life you got. Don't waste it. Make the perfect highest use of it. That's what Bhagavan speaks in the next text, 10 mantras. That's how tomorrow's class is very important, very essential. Thank you. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishyate Om. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru Pyo Namah. Bol Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Jai Sri Krishna. Now let us listen Valmiki Ramayana.